You are actively choosing a life of isolation, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your looks, your bank account, or your personality. Your brain is running a glitchy survival software from 50,000 years ago that is literally hallucinating a life or death threat every time you see someone you actually want to talk to. But there is a biological override. I am going to share a bizarre scientifically backed behavioral switch at the very end of this video called the amygdala kill switch. If you learn this one concept, approaching anyone becomes as mechanical as tying your shoes. But if you click away early, you are choosing to stay paralyzed in your own mind forever. And this is exactly where the illusion starts. I spent my 20s standing in corners at networking events and coffee shops, gripping a lukewarm drink, watching people effortlessly connect. I thought I was missing a social microchip. I assumed everyone was staring at me, scrutinizing my posture, my clothes, my awkward silence. But cognitive psychologists call this the spotlight effect. Research from Cornell University proves that our perception of how much strangers notice us is wildly inflated. We are the center of our own universe, so we assume we are the center of theirs. But here is the brutal, liberating truth. No one is looking at you. No one cares. You are a background extra in their movie. But knowing that isn't enough to make you move, is it? That brings us to the concept of the proximity halo. Most people think approaching someone is a pass or fail exam that happens the exact moment you say hello. They try to teleport from the shadows directly into a deep conversation. The human brain hates sudden changes in the environment. It registers them as an ambush. Psychological studies on the mere exposure effect show that familiarity breeds safety. You don't walk up and speak immediately. You casually occupy their peripheral vision. You stand near them at the counter. You ask the barista a question. You let their subconscious mind process your presence as non-threatening before you ever direct your attention at them. Yet, even when you get close, the heart palpitations kick in. Why? Because of the perfection trap. When I finally worked up the nerve to speak, I tried to recite the perfect opening line. I wanted to appear flawlessly confident, suave, and completely unaffected by the pressure. It was exhausting, and it creeped people out. Why? Because perfection is deeply unnatural. Dr. Elliot Aronson's famous pratfall effect study completely destroyed the myth of the flawless approach. He found that highly competent people who make a minor, clumsy mistake, like spilling a drop of coffee or stumbling over a word, are perceived as vastly more attractive and trustworthy than those who execute everything perfectly. Flaws trigger empathy. If you approach someone and stutter slightly or laugh and say you completely forgot what you were going to say, their brain chemically rewards you for your vulnerability. But there is a deeper layer to this that almost everyone ignores. The paradox of emotional suppression. You feel the sweat on your palms, the tight chest, the shaking voice, and you try to bury it. You fight the anxiety. Brain imaging scans from UCLA, led by Matthew Lieberman, revealed something shocking about emotional processing. When subjects actively tried to suppress their fear, their amygdala, the brain's fear center, lit up like a Christmas tree. The anxiety doubled. But when they applied a technique called affect labeling, which just means saying out loud exactly what you were feeling, the amygdala instantly deactivated. The next time I approached someone, instead of pretending I was unfazed, I walked up and said, "I have absolutely no excuse to talk to you, and I am actually terrified right now, but I had to say hi." The relief was instantaneous. The tension vanished. They smiled, completely disarmed. Honesty is the ultimate shortcut to intimacy, which leads us to the final fatal mistake most people make. The intention of the approach. You are approaching to gain validation. You want their number, their approval, their interest. You are operating from a state of deficit, hoping they will fill it. The human nervous system is incredibly adept at detecting neediness. It repels us. Instead, you have to weaponize the gift heuristic. You approach not to take their attention, but to offer a momentary escape, a genuine observation, a shared joke about the incredibly slow elevator. You detach entirely from the outcome. If they engage, great. If they give a one-word answer, you wish them a good day and walk away completely unbothered. You reframe the approach as an experiment in giving good energy, not extracting it. But remember that promise I made you at the beginning? The amygdala kill switch. You can know all the psychology in the world, but when you see that person across the room, the physical paralysis still hits. Here's the ultimate biological cheat code. The hesitation window is exactly 3 seconds long. The moment you notice someone you want to talk to, your prefrontal cortex gives you a 3-second grace period before the amygdala hijack initiates the cascade of excuses. They look busy. I am not dressed well. What if they reject me? To beat the hallucination, you must physically move your feet within those first 3 seconds. Do not plan what you are going to say. Do not wait for eye contact. Just step forward. The physical mechanism of walking disrupts the anxiety loop. Your brain is forced to switch from threat analysis mode into problem-solving mode to deal with the fact that you are now moving toward a stranger. You bypass the fear entirely by forcing action before the fear has time to boot up. The pain of rejection lasts exactly 5 seconds. The agonizing rot of regret, wondering who you could have met, who you could have loved, who you could have become if you just walked over, lasts a lifetime. Your brain is lying to you. Stop listening to it, start moving, and take back your life.